Simon Cowell lived a double life for 30 years, and no one knew until now. I used to think I had Simon Cowell figured out. Cold, sharp, brutal. The guy who could destroy someone's dream in 10 seconds flat. But the more I looked into his life, the less that version made sense. Because behind that voice, everyone feared. There was a completely different man hiding in plain sight. Let me start somewhere unexpected. Not with fame, not with TV, but failure. Real failure. Before Simon Cowell became that guy on American Idol, he was broke. Like, start over from zero broke. His first record label? Collapsed. Gone. And what surprised me is, he didn't have some master plan to recover. He just kept going. Mailroom jobs. Listening to demos nobody cared about. Watching artists get rejected over and over. And I think that's where something changed in him. Because when you sit there long enough, you stop seeing dreams. You start seeing patterns. What works? What doesn't? What sells? And slowly, that becomes your lens. Now jump forward. Suddenly, he's not in the background anymore. He's the one making the call. Then comes Pop Idol. Then the X Factor. Then Britain's Got Talent. And of course, the explosion. American Idol. Now here's where most people stop the story. They see the success, the power, the confidence, the way he says no like it's nothing. But I kept thinking, how does someone become that direct, that unfiltered? And the answer is uncomfortable. Because he wasn't born that way. He was shaped by rejection, years of it. So when he judges someone, he's not just being harsh. He's being efficient. He's cutting through what he already knows won't work. And that's the first life, the one we all saw. The judge, the empire builder, the guy creating global stars like One Direction, turning unknown singers into worldwide names, controlling everything, sound, image, timing. It's almost surgical. But here's the part that caught me off guard. There was another life running at the same time. Mesu, uncontrolled, human, and it started breaking through, publicly. A headline, a relationship scandal. Suddenly, the man who controlled narratives lost control of his own. And I remember thinking, this is the first time we're seeing him without the filter. Because on TV, he decides what stays, what goes. But in real life, he couldn't edit anything. And then something else happens. Something quieter, but bigger. He becomes a father, Eric Cowell. And this is where the second life really shifts. Because now, it's not about ratings, or talent, or control. It's about time and priorities. And honestly, I didn't expect that to matter to someone like him. But it did. Slowly. Subtly. Now jump again. The accident. A fall. A broken back. And everything stops. And this part hit me differently. Because this isn't reputation. This isn't headlines. This is physical. He can't just push through it. He can't talk his way out of it. He has to slow down. Recover, relearn. And for someone who built his life on momentum, that's a different kind of challenge. And I kept thinking, maybe this is the moment the two lives finally collide. The controlled version and the real one. Because after that, he changes. Not dramatically, not in a way people announce, but you can see it. Slower, more measured, still sharp, but not chasing the same intensity. Now he still shows up. Still sits behind the desk, still gives opinions, but it feels different, like he's choosing when to step in, instead of needing to be everywhere. And maybe that's the real story, not the rise, not the fame, not even the controversy, but the balance. Because for 30 years, Simon Cowell was living two lives at once, the man in control, and the man figuring it out as he went, the judge, and the one who had been judged. The guy who shaped dreams, and the one who had his own broken, rebuilt, and reshaped over time. And when you look at it like that, his story feels less like power and more like survival. Because in the end, he didn't just build an empire. He built a system strong enough to run without him, while he finally stepped back into being human again.